Hello everyone, my name is Sharad, and in today's video we will see how to install Rocky Linux on VMware Workstation Player. So the Rocky Linux is one of the Red Hat based operating system, and the founder of Rocky Linux is same who also founded the CentOS. So recently there was a news that CentOS 8 is about to have an end of support on December 31st in this year, means 2021. So without doing any further delay, let's start the installation steps of Rocky Linux. Open your Google Chrome or any other web browser, then search for Rocky Linux operating system. So you will see the website called rockylinux.org. Visit to this website and click on download button. So in today's video, we will install the minimal operating system of Rocky Linux. So we have two options here. One is minimal and another is DVD. So minimal ISO file ships with the very less packages, and the DVD has almost all the packages. So we choose the minimal option. So this is a minimal ISO file you can download by clicking on it. So I am downloading for x86 64. So this 64-bit, this is ISO file you can save in your computer location. I have already downloaded this file in my laptop, so I will cancel it right now. Now open your VMware Workstation Player. Because I am using Windows, so here in the search box you can write VMware Workstation, and in Linux also the interface is same. So open the VMware Workstation Player. Now you can see here there is a create a new virtual machine link. Click on this link, and you have three options here: install the disk, and another install disk image file that you can directly use the ISO file here, and the last one is I will install the operating system later. So generally I select this. It is your wish. If you want to directly go, you can go with this, but in this video we'll use the third option. Click on next. Now select the Linux option here, and because this Rocky Linux we have downloaded for 8 version, so select Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 64-bit. It is one of the template. Now click on next, and here you can give the virtual machine name. So I will erase everything here and give the name called Rocky Linux. Now click on next. Here you can give the size of a disk. So I have given 30 GB. You can give according to your requirement, and I have selected the split virtual disk intro multiple files. So this is a recommended one. It is easy to for migration and other related objects. So I generally select this option. If you want to keep everything virtual disk in a single file, you can go for this option. So I'm going with the second option, split virtual disk into the multiple files. Then click on next, and here we have received this summary, and you can see the location of VM where it will be saved, and hard disk is 30 GB, memory is 2 GB here, 2048 MB means 2 GB, network adapter is NAT, and other devices this. If you want to customize this hardware, for example, I want to customize this to, I would like to increase the memory here, so I can increase like 3048. It means it is equivalent to your 3 GB, or either you can go by choosing this slider. So let's take an example, like let me increase the slider like okay, so it is going like this. So I can also do in this way, 3048, almost 3 GB. Now we can increase the CPU as well, so I will increase to 2 CPU or 1 accordingly. So I'm keeping as it is for 1, and there are other options like new CD. Here you have to define your ISO image file path. So I will select the use ISO image file field here, click on the browse, and I will select the Rocky Linux minimal ISO file here, open. So I clicked open, then network adapter I will keep as it is, and rest of the option we are not going to touch. So these are the only options we have. Now click on close and you can see this is a new summary here. So let's create a virtual machine. Right now the virtual machine is created, and if you want to change again, you can go to the edit virtual machine settings. So like this it will come, because we have already defined the ISO file location here, so we can directly click on the play virtual machine. So click on the play virtual machine link and you will see the installation is started. So by using the arrow key, select the install Rocky Linux and move this cursor, click over here. In VMware it will grab your cursor there. To release the cursor from this window, press Ctrl Alt key from your keyboard like this. I just pressed it, Ctrl Alt key, and if I want to go back to the same terminal, I will click the cursor, it will disappear. So by using the arrow key, I will select install Rocky Linux 8 option, press enter. Now the process will be started. Okay, so we'll get the first screen to select the language. So I will select English India and then after click on continue. Then in another screen we will see some of the configurations options. So we'll go one by one to it. Now keyboard we have already selected, language support is also selected. Now I will go and change the time and date. So according to your country zone, time zone, please select accordingly. So I will, because I'm in India, so I have selected Asia Kolkata and press done once you have selected your time zone. Right, then click on root password for setting the root password. If you give a very weak password, you have to click this done button 2 times because it will ask you for reconfirmation. So here I will give the strong password. Click on done. Yes, so it has not asked me again because it is a strong password. Now we have an installation source. We already know. Let's have a look. That installation is minimal here, and you can see it is a source is already defined. Click on done. Now software selection, you can select accordingly, and I will go for minimal install option. I have clicked on it. Yes, and click on done. Now we have another option called installation destination, and this is one of the important. I will take it later in this end after finishing other options. So kdump option is another option through which you can have a kernel crash related dumps. So if you are running this machine in production, so you must enable kdump. It is very useful, but this is our test VM, so we can go for disabling it. Click on done. Now let's enable the Ethernet. So here Ethernet option is appeared for as a network adapter. So now I will enable by clicking on this option. So now it is on. We can see the IP address is also assigned and default route is also defined with the DNS. And if you wish to change the host name, you can change it directly from here also. And during the installation, the host name will be changed. So I am keeping as it is. Click on done. Then security policy, there is no specific selector, so I'm leaving this option. So now I clicked on the installation destination. Here we are going to select the standard partition, and for that we have to go for custom option. Automatic option will give you the leverage to use the automatic way of partitioning by operating system during the installation. So it automatically select the partition types and everything, but the only disadvantage is here. If you are trying to do this Linux installation on dual boot, or if you have already any other operating system in your machines, in your laptop or any system, so don't select the automatic, because it will remove all the partition, means your data will be removed, you will lose your data, and automatically the partition will be created. So if you want to have another installation, means along with the other operating system, so always select custom. But generally the best method is to use the custom method, because it will give you more privilege to um, define your own uh, partition size and the partition type. So let's go for the custom option. I clicked on custom, radio button. Now click on done. Now in next screen we have a manual partitioning screen. Here you can see we have a three option: standard partition, LVM, thin provisioning. Today we are going to do work on the standard partitioning. So select standard partition. Here to add a partition, now you can see here at the bottom it says 30 GB available space. So we will do the partition according to this space. Now click on the plus sign, select here the swap. Because we have already defined the 3 GB of memory, I will give the 3 GB here again. And if you have a memory less than 2 or less than 2 GB of memory, then you should give the double desired capacity. It means if you have 1 GB of memory, you should give the swap space as a 2 GB, or if you have a 2 GB of memory, you should give the 4 GB. So it is not a strict rule nowadays, but it is just a recommendation. So for now, because it is a more than 2 GB, whatever the RAM you have, the same swap space you also give. So in my experience in the IT sector, it is not important that you should give the swap space, but mostly we give, and that depends upon the type of application you are running. So I will not go too much into that discussion. Let's do this as like a fresher, and this is a simple partition. You should also understand, you should know it. So click on add mount point. Now click on again plus sign. Now we will define the slash mount. Here desired capacity I'm selecting 20 GB, 20G, and click on add mount. We have now two partition here. File system for swap is always a swap, its name is also swap, and here by default on for slash main mount point, this mount partition, here the file system is XFS. If you want to change like a ext4, ext3 or any other, you can select from here, but generally because it is a slash, go with the latest one, that is XFS. So every file system has some features and their benefits. So we are going with the XFS right now, and you can give the label also by just typing any name in a string. So we are leaving right now this option, no labeling. Let's add some more. Now for example, like your users home directory, we can add home as well. So let's select slash home. Slash home, now how much space is left? We have a 7 GB left, so we will define like a 6.5 G. Let's see how much it will give if we define in decimals. This is 6.5. Yes, it came like this. Now we have a 512 MB, so we will add one more, and that is for boot partition. So most important is the slash partition. If you don't define anything, you must have to define the slash partition. Others are just a partitions, and automatically the partition will, all this directory will be created. But we are doing the disk partitioning. In the disk, every disk is partitioned and mounted to this particular directory, like slash home slash boot. So now start the installation. We have enough partitions now. Let's click on done, then click on accept changes, and now we can see there's another option is available which was not earlier. You can, if you want to, you can create another user. So let's create a user here. So I defined one username and I will make it as a super user, means administrator. So by default it will go to the this user ID will be added in a wheel group. Wheel is like your admin group. So here I will now define the password, and if you wish to change the user ID, you can go for advanced, and here you can change the home directory path and you can specify any desired number of user ID. So group ID and user ID, you can also do it from here, and if you wish to this user should go to some other group, you can create like this. So just now we are keeping this option as it is. We are not doing any changes here for a while. Now click on the done. Yeah, so 2 times I did because the password was very weak. Now click on begin installation and let's wait for a while. The installation will be finished and it will ask you to reboot the system once it is finished. Okay, now the installation is completed and we are just one step away, that is reboot system. But before going to rebooting this system, also understand the license agreement. This license agreement file is located in usr share rock-release-eula. So this is a file where you can see the license agreement. Because this is a minimal installation, so this file will be located in this location. So let's reboot the system by clicking on this button, reboot system. Now click on first option and system will be booted in a while. Yes, it is pretty quick because it is a minimal operating system. So give the username and password which you have given during the installation time. Okay, so now we are into the system, and there are a few things you should remember, that by default in Red Hat based operating system the SE Linux will be in enforcing mode. You can check by running the command get enforce. Yes, and there's another one, that system by using systemctl command you can check firewall D status, which is running actually by default. So now we have also created one user called Sharad. So let's check the username by doing cat etc passwd, and that this user is already created here, and it got the 1000 as a user ID and group ID, and uh, this user got the /home/Sharad as a directory, home directory. And let's see our partitions. So to see the mounted partitions, run the command df-h or df-th. So we can see that this is our partition, and you can also see the file system type is xfs for //home and /boot. and to check the swap, run command free -m. It will show in MBs, megabytes, and you can see the swap is 3070 and memory is 2934, more than 2 GB, right? All right, to come out from this terminal, either you can use the logout command or you can simply press Ctrl D as well. Thank you for watching this video. Keep smiling, be happy, have a great day ahead. Thank you very much.